Welcome to the Leader by Design podcast. On today's episode, we're going to share with you a little bit about what we've been doing in relation to AI, artificial intelligence, over the last week. We've been playing with it. We've had a guest come to us last week and spend some time and give us a bit more information and learnings about AI, how it can help our business, how it can help us as students, if we're still in the student realm at school or college, and just how it can help us enhance what we do day to day in business and in life. So if that interests you, then stay tuned. G'day, I'm Brendan Rogers. I've built a thriving business creating confident leaders who achieve the results they always wanted, along with the lifestyle they always dreamed of. How do you become a confident leader? By focusing on three key areas: developing character, building competence, and creating connection. This is the Leader by Design podcast. Welcome back. I'm your host, Brendan Rogers, and I'm here again with my co-host. Who is that?
Emmy, we're back. Hello.
Hey, Emmy. Great to have you back. Thanks for coming back.
Thanks for having me.
Again, I think I said it on last week's show, so this is the fourth Friday we've spent together. You keep coming back.
Yep.
Doesn't matter how bad I am, you keep turning up.
Keep turning up.
We had a slightly later start today, didn't we?
Yes.
10 o'clock.
Yep.
Yeah. Real businesses don't start work at 10, do they?
Great work ethic there, that's for sure.
No, it's not true. You don't have to hustle and work crazy hours to have a good business. You need to balance business and life, I believe anyway. So I had a few things on personally with the little one this morning to sort out. So we got together at 10 and we've been chatting and learning what we've been up to in the last week or so. So today we're talking about AI, how it helps us in business, what you've seen in the last week, what you've learned. We had Sean, the AI guy, here last Friday. He's a pretty cool dude, isn't he?
He was awesome.
Yeah.
So much knowledge.
What about his cap? How cool was his cap?
He was, really cool guy.
Hey?
Yeah.
He's a good man. He's Canadian though.
There
so
you go.
I guess everyone's got a downside.
I don't know if it's a downside or not.
No, it's not. I'm just winding him up because I know he'll listen to the episode, I'm sure. So, no, Sean, fantastic. Sean, the AI guy. So look him up on LinkedIn. He is absolutely fantastic. He's on the Central Coast and he's got a really good giving heart and helping us. And with you being with us on a Friday, he made some time to come in, spend some time and help me on a couple of things and help you learn a few things. So let's go into the personal GPTs, which we knew a little bit about before Sean came to us, but now he's just blew our mind a bit actually about some of the things we can do and how it can help us and help the people who we want to help moving forward.
Yeah.
What's the name of your GPT, Emmy?
Inspire with Emmy.
Inspire with Emmy. So tell us a bit about Inspire with Emmy. What's it about?
It's about, myself. So we filled out a form and you answer all these questions. It's more business related, but it was stuff I think about, like my mindset, and I put it into a ChatGPT and now I have my own GPT, which is basically everything I think and do and my, beliefs and morals all in there. So if anyone was asking a question, it'd have a response and it's basically me answering it online. And
how, the questions, obviously I did it for myself from a business front and you did it for your personal self, but this sort of branded avatar, like Sean's really nailed these questions and made us think deeply about some of this stuff. And like the information that came out, how good was it?
It was awesome. There was so much information. Yeah.
And this name, Inspire with Emmy, like you've got this energy about you. Your friends say you're always bubbly, enthusiastic, and I think sometimes you're sickly, bubbly and enthusiastic because they're like, why the hell are you so enthusiastic all the time? But so the Inspire with Emmy just was magic, wasn't it?
It just went so well. It's perfect for it. Yeah.
And you've been training it a little bit in the week as well, so there's more to come. Imagine, Emmy, if you're in year 11 going into year 12.
Yep.
So imagine when your school cohort is maybe a person that's feeling a little bit down and they can go in and they can go into Inspire with Emmy and get something that's really going to pep them up for the day.
Something. That's great. That would be
cool.
Excellent. Yeah.
Well, on that note, how about you update our listeners on what's happened in the week? You had your school captain interview. Tell us where that's all gone.
So, we had our interview. Well, I had mine at the start of the week and the captains got announced yesterday. So there were 4 places, so 2 school captain, 2 vice captain. And unfortunately, I wasn't accepted into one of those opportunities, but I'm still a prefect at the school, so part of a leadership cohort, and we work alongside the captains, along with the teachers, and I think it's a great opportunity. I think the captains and the vice captains were very well deserved on their position, and they're going to exceed so far there. They're going to do great work, but I think working alongside them as well is going to be a great opportunity.
Absolutely. And the great thing is pressure's off. We spoke about that. You can be a leader.
Yeah.
You're a prefect. People look up to you. We all know leadership's not about the role, but you can get stuff done and not have the extra pressure of school captaincy.
Definitely a bit of weight off your shoulders as well. Very nice.
How do you think AI is going to help you with your prefect responsibilities? What are you going to do?
Ideas. I think even ideas with the school and like voicing that to the captains and to the teachers, helping with different ideas, different scenarios, different problem solving as well.
That idea about Inspire with Emmy, I really think that's something you got to look into. With if you just test it with some of your mates first and share the link to your GPT and what you're doing, and if you can help inspire them and you're just the little inspirational Emmy on the shoulder every day, how cool.
That's really cool.
And it's you.
Yeah, it is.
It's your brand. It's how you're thinking. It's your
me,
training it, which is just fantastic, isn't it?
Yeah.
We talked about the power of this. So for my business, and I've got a group of clients that I've had various groups of clients over the years. I've been running this business for almost 10 years. I've also got clients or customers in the digital product suite now as well that I've put together. So that'll continue to grow over the years. But the ability for me and what I've started training mine on is quite a lot of the knowledge I've got around mastering one-on-one meetings, which was the digital or the founding members digital program to start with, but then going into business improvement site type stuff, general business, how to grow businesses, how to work with people, where all of my experience lies. So I can't wait to continue to train my GPT and actually have several GPTs that can really nail in on some of the specific areas around business.
Yeah.
It's going to be cool.
It's going to be really cool.
I'm not sure. I reckon people would much prefer a little Emmy on their shoulder than a little Brendan, though.
Depends. There's two different perspectives.
Believe me, my wife, I'm a real pain in the ass sometimes. So I reckon you'd be a lot calmer, just a lot nicer on the shoulder, I reckon. So anyway, each to their own, I suppose.
I think so.
Yeah. Cool. Anything else we want to share about our GPTs? What else did you find exciting about that? Anything?
I think how it can benefit you as well in a business. How can your customers or your clients get in contact with you without actually getting in contact with you? If they're after some sort of information, how can they get it off you without taking up your time as well? Like you can now spend your time doing other things without having to be on phone calls all the time, and they can just, this is Brendan's ChatGPT and this is him and he's going to give me the answer without actually having to talk to him over the phone or via email as well.
Yeah, cool. And what about that story I share with you? I share with our listeners about got the Sparky and yesterday to some work, him and his colleague, and just coincidentally we talking about his business and what he's doing and how he's growing and everything like that. Really got a very good head on his shoulder, this fellow, this tradie, and he was telling me about the AI stuff he's been doing, and he gave me a phone number. And this is how stupid I can be, right? Because he gave me this phone number, he explained it to me, and I thought he'd sent something which sort of threw me off a bit. I called this number and I started speaking to a person on the phone, and I said, "Oh, sorry, Connor gave me this number. He told me that it was going to be an AI picking up and he wanted me to test it and see how it went. So I'm not sure I've got the right number and stuff." "Oh, no, what would you like to let Connor know?" So the lady started talking to me. "Oh, no, it's all right. I was just going to test something." So it wasn't until towards the end of the call, and maybe a 2-3 minute call, it wasn't until the end of the call and something happened, she'd said something, and then I'm like, "You idiot." That was AI I was talking to. And then he sent me a transcript of the conversation we'd had, and here's my, in black and white words, I thought I was going to ring and talk to an AI, and I bloody was talking to an AI. And we called it today. How good was it?
So realistic.
Absolutely.
Sounded like a real person.
And look, we can look at these things in different angles, but for his business and his ability to serve clients, and that customer experience was super important for him. I could see that, and what they did for us was fantastic from a customer experience perspective. So he looked at the return on investment in having somebody, an administration person, or employing someone like that to answer the phones. That's not a full-time role, so the work would be up and down. He, rather than sort of doing that, he invested into the technology and has created the GPT. The voice sounds fantastic, very pleasant, and fooled a silly old fart like me.
Yeah. Basically.
Now, we laugh about this silly old fart because when we put something into ChatGPT just to have a bit of a framework around this conversation, what we learned today, that's what it called me, didn't it?
It did. It says it right there.
It says it right in front of us. Introduce yourselves. Emmy as a 17-year-old vibrant student and Brendan as an old fart at 49. Oh, I'm not sure I really like this technology that much now. Anyway. Well, I should confess, I guess I did call myself that a little bit. So it's probably just repeating what I'd said.
I think so.
Could have been nicer though, couldn't it?
Could have, yes.
Could have said, Brendan, you're not an old fart. 49's young. But it didn't. It didn't. Let's go on to AI for, it's probably a little bit sort of for me, but for business. So I guess that customer service example I just shared, but sort of AI as a tool for business. I know I've been using it for quite a long time. And again, it was a mate of mine who I'm very close to. He's the one that sort of mentioned it to me, quite a long time ago now, when I'm like, oh, this sounds cool. Started playing with it. It's like, wow, I'm glad he did mention to it, because it might have been a month or two later before I got into it. But how it's helped me generate ideas.
Yeah.
Because that's not a space I like to play in too much. How it's supported me in just even unpacking or giving me different perspectives on client issues that might come up. And I've got a scenario. This might, based on my experience, is this. But when you pump that into ChatGPT, it can give you a whole other range of scenarios based on its experience and its learning. So that's really fantastic. How do you see it from a potential customer service perspective for you and a student? How it can help your activities?
I think definitely generating ideas. Like we said before with the captaincy, even with your schoolwork, if you're stuck on a question, it's like, help me, how can I make this better or rephrase this so it sounds better? If I'm writing an email, it's great. And I think it's so useful as well, even in the classroom or just coming up with different ideas. It's just a whole different person. It's a different perspective. It's so great to use. It's so much, yeah.
How about even we talked about in the first episode we did together, we talked about the ideal team player, humble, hungry, smart. And again, imagine you're going to, you're a young person. I wish I had the smarts that you've got when I was 17 years of age, but now we've got this sort of Inspire with Emmy on our shoulder, and asking ChatGPT around, hey, I've got this situation with a friend, I'm seeing a certain behaviour, how do you suggest I approach that situation?
Yeah.
How useful could that be for you in your sort of leadership role as a prefect next year or from now?
So beneficial. I think it's like a friend. It's like our own person, and it's going to give you its own perspective on how you can help solve a solution like that, a difficulty, and it sort of supports you there as well.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, really, there's not a problem that it can't solve, or it's not a situation that can't give you some ideas for to expand your thinking a bit.
Yeah.
How are your teachers using it currently that you know?
That's a great question. I think maybe even coming up with assignments, like how can I make this engaging? Or I know my advisor Tim has used it for creating journal prompts, making like an exciting journal prompt using ChatGPT, or explaining something more simpler. Like if he's put up a task and we're not understanding it, he'll go to ChatGPT and make this so a 17-year-old student can understand this in their terms as well. So I think it's great for teaching as well.
How are we going to use it for your exhibition project that you've got later on in this term that we're working you towards?
Coming up with how it can help me engage with my audience. What ideas, what tactics can I use? It's going to help me, different ideas, come up with telling stories, different ways I can do stuff. Okay, this might not work. Let's make it better by doing this. I think just once again, those ideas that I might not be able to come up with myself. So using it, and it can help me, and I can then tactical, like, what's the word? Change it from there. So I think it's going to be very helpful. Yeah.
Absolutely. And again, I guess we should reiterate to our listeners, I mean, it's not, none of this is about replacing you, Emmy. You've got to present, you've got to deliver a certain way, and your personality will shine through in that, and people will engage with you, there's no doubt. But it's just the tool that is available for whether you're in business like me, you'll go into business at some point in time or do something in your own ventures, but for your school stuff now, just allowing you to be better, to enhance yourself, to enhance your capability, to give you some ideas, and to really take you on a path to say, hey, geez, that's great. I've never thought of it that way. And all of a sudden you're off to the races and you're running and things are bubbling through and you're getting excited about stuff. And we know how you're the galvanizer of the group. So all of a sudden you're getting everyone else excited about what's going to happen. And it's, I mean, I love it. It's just so cool, isn't it?
It is. It's awesome.
Yeah.
It's great.
You're 17.
Yep.
Young, enthusiastic, vibrant. I'm 49, old, grumpy, all that. So we're very different generations, right? So even though you're here as an intern, we're working together, like I'm learning a lot from you, the perspective you take on things, asking me those questions that, what's networking? Oh, shivers, you're right. I probably should explain that, shouldn't I? So, those sorts of stuff. We've got different generations. How do you see AI in the future for you, and like maybe what that next 5-10 years looks like for you? How do you use it? How does it enhance your opportunities in life moving forward?
I think, like you said before, making things better, taking my ideas to a next level and enhancing that. I think even with businesses, it's going to help them like advertise and market their business. It's so great, and there's so much. And when you learn the real aspects and the deepness of creating your own GPT, you can really use it to like its full extent and things you didn't even know it was possible of doing. So I think it's going to be the next big thing. Like this AI, it's big now, but it's going to be massive in 10, 20 years' time.
You know what? I'm just thinking, have you ever had a situation where you've needed to ask your parents something and you're not sure, you need to ask for permission for something, but you're not sure about whether they'll say yes or not? Have you ever had that sort of situation?
Yes. Yep.
What could you do now with ChatGPT? Where's your mind going?
Should I actually be asking this in the first place, or should I just forget about it? They're going to say no anyway. Like, don't do it.
Well, you know where my devious mind goes, because when I was your age, there were certainly things if I thought my parents wouldn't give me the answer I wanted, I didn't ask.
Yeah.
I just did.
Yeah.
And then I bore the consequences later. Stupid, but that was what I did. But I reckon I'd love to just say, this is a question I need to ask my parents. ChatGPT, can you please help me? How do I frame it in a way? How do I talk about it in a way that is going to help my chances of success?
That's actually, when you put it that way, it's actually really useful probably. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Really great. Yeah.
Absolutely. So really, if you're using ChatGPT correctly in your personal life and with your parents, then there's probably not much you could not. You'll get yes a lot of the time, I reckon, if you use it well.
Very persuasive.
Provided you're not being completely stupid about stuff, I guess.
Yep, that's true as well.
It's a bit like, that would be a bit like having a big brother or a big sister in your pocket.
Basically.
Then, because normally they soften mum and dad up for you and then they let you get away with a bit more stuff.
Yeah.
Isn't that how it works?
I think so, yeah. Yep.
My sister was a real goody two-shoes, so I had to break the mould and stuff, and I bore the brunt of stuff, and then my brother got it a bit easier.
Yep.
Anyway, there's some devious uses for ChatGPT for people listening as well. So whether you're a student, whether you're a husband or wife or partner or whatever, maybe you can use it to ask some questions of ChatGPT, and how can I get my partner to agree to this? How can I get my partner to do this or whatever? Oh, that'd be a classic.
That would be very funny.
I guess how I see it from my perspective is certainly some of my generation are concerned about the technology. I take the view that, I guess, when I was telling you a story about how my wife and I met, and we met in Scotland. Love that place, and there's just so much fond memories of that. But we were just in sort of a three-day tour, and different friendship group came together because we were all living in London, so we got to know each other a bit more. And then myself and my wife were the only ones that were actually on email regularly for our jobs at that time. So this was 1997, 98. And so we got to know each other through email more so. And we were laughing a bit, weren't we? Because I never really thought about it. It was sort of like old-fashioned online dating. We met each other offline, but then we built the connection more online through email and stuff. So I guess all of those sort of changes, technology and stuff that have come through my short lifetime, there's been a lot of those, but I've always taken the view that like there's always going to be enhancements. Technology is going to enhance things, but there's always going to be things that, you know, people are going to use things in a bad way. There's going to be bad actors, as they call them, and stuff like that. So, you know, there is sort of concern about what could happen. I've heard stories about where, you know, that voice that we listened to today, the AI voice, like people can take snippets of your voice and they could create the AI version of you, which sounds exactly like you, and could then ring your parents, as an example, and say, I've lost something, and, you know, can you send me some money, or, you know, that sort of stuff. And, you know, not even so families are even coming up with, you know, what's the password, or what's our code word for our family, and, you know, those sorts of things to try and get around this.
That, yeah.
It's crazy, isn't it?
Crazy, yeah.
Yeah. So again, there's concerns, but I think ultimately, you know, technology's great if used well by the right people, and like we said, it's really enhancing the opportunities we have, enhancing our capacity to think. But you also raised a great point when we were prepping for this about sort of, does it nullify creativity, potentially reduce creativity for people?
Yeah,
what did you share?
I think definitely. I think it definitely has its positives and how it could help you, but it could also be taking those ideas and that creativity, especially our age, like because we're on our phone so much, we're just seeing the same algorithm. So using this platform, it's giving us these ideas. We don't have to think of it ourselves. Yes, once we have the idea, we can extend off that and come up with our own. But it also stops us from just creating our own. It's like, oh, I'm going to default back to ChatGPT to give me an idea. I'm not actually thinking of it myself as well.
Could definitely make us lazy, couldn't it, from that side?
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
What about with your netball? How could you use ChatGPT to help your netball situation, either personally and the team you coach?
Different strategies. Like, even though I just said negatives about like not creating ideas, but if I'm stuck on a question or stuck on a problem, how can I communicate with the parents of that team? Or how can I help become a better like captain to my academy as well? So it's great for ideas, but it also might have its negative side with us. So it depends where you find that balance in the middle of it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I think that's a good perspective, and that's probably a good place to sort of start to wrap this up a bit, the balance, like how we use it, when we're using it, what we're using it for, as long as we're not using it and then, I guess, in the school context, or even in my context of business, using it and then just passing things off as your own work, like just acknowledging the fact that I've used AI to enhance this, to help me generate ideas or whatever. There's no harm in that. There's nothing wrong with that.
No, that's for sure. Yeah.
I know at Toastmasters a couple of weeks ago, one of our members there, one of our Coastie Toasties, gave a speech, and she'd written a poem. It was a beautiful poem about the passing of her father and stuff like that, but then she ran it through ChatGPT just to enhance some things, and it made it absolutely sensational and so
better,
touching.
yeah.
Absolutely, it was fantastic. So, yeah, again, another example of using it in a fantastic way.
Yeah.
What would you like to leave people of your generation with from today's conversation? What's the takeaway you want to give them?
I think use it to your ability. Like, get the most out of it, but don't let it take away your own self as well. Like, don't let it write your own work that doesn't sound like you, but also use it to help you become a better person, like help it with different ideas, how it can help you solve problems, but don't make it do everything for you, which we've all done before. Like, I know I've used it for schoolwork. So like we said, find that balance, use it to extent, but don't overuse it either, I think.
Spot on.
I think that, yeah.
Good takeaway. The takeaway I would say for my generation is be open and play with it.
Yeah.
Have a play. Don't be scared of things. Don't be scared of the change. The better you understand and learn about things, the less worried we become about things. We start to see the the beautiful things that can happen from whatever technology is, but AI especially that we're talking about today. So don't be scared, play with it, get to know it, ask it questions. I know it's helped me with even some dinners, not that I cook dinner a lot, but when I am, like, how do I do a really the simplest recipe you can give me that I can make something for the family in 15, 20 minutes, and it does it. It's like awesome, fantastic. Thanks very much.
Great, yeah.
So many helpful tips, absolutely. So, Emmy, once again, I want to thank you for being our co-host on the Leader by Design podcast today.
Thank you for having me. I'm enjoying this. It's lots of fun.
It's an absolute pleasure. I think we really have enjoyed these episodes. It's actually great as a host and running a narrative podcast, which primarily Leader by Design podcast has been. But I love the ability just to play with this stuff and to have someone to shoot the breeze with and talk crap with on a Friday. It's really good fun.
Yep, definitely.
Absolutely. So thanks again for listening, everyone. Hope you've enjoyed that, giving you a few ideas on artificial intelligence, AI. A lot of people know sort of OpenAI, ChatGPT, but there's so many AI tools out there, and there's lots of AI things been happening even before OpenAI bought out ChatGPT and all these other tools that are out. So, play with it. Thanks for listening. If you enjoyed the episode, please give us a like or a rate and review. Let us know how we're going. Feel free to. You can also send me an email at brendan@leaderbydesign.au. I won't give Emmy's email out. If you want to contact her and say, Brendan, you're boring, Emmy, you're cool, then you can send me an email and I will definitely pass on that feedback to her, no doubt about it. So once again, thanks for listening. Enjoy your week ahead, and we look forward to catching you next week.
We'll see you then.
See you, Emmy.
Bye.
In the hybrid working world, I've seen too many business owners and their businesses suffer because of poor performing employees, leading to below average results. If you want to improve your employees' performance to deliver consistent results for your business, you have to master one-on-one meetings. The doors to our Master One-on-One Meetings training program are opening soon. I'll teach you how to improve employee performance and deliver consistent results using one-on-one meetings. To be one of the first people notified when the doors open, go to leaderbydesign.au/waitlist. Don't wait, sign up now.